Alright, deplorables. Told you a couple of weeks ago that I was going to get a video together of making fire the primitive way. Due to circumstances beyond my control, cameraman petered out and the weather kicking in, Mother Nature showing her tail. We were able to get out here today and get this done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from start to finish how I make fire and how you can perfect that and put that into your own skills. What I have already done is I've taken and I've already cut everything down. So the if you look down here, I've got everything already done up, starting from my smallest diameter sticks to the larger diameter, larger, and so on and so forth. The bird's nest, that's cedar tree bark. It's fibrous. This was wet when I got it. I've had it sitting out, letting the sun dry it out as much as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I harvested that. And I left a lot of the stuff that I found was dry. I've left it so you'll see, and we'll be able to throw this on. You'll be able to tell with the thicker smoke the stuff that's wet. Now it's rained. It rained all night last night. Yesterday, that was at least 16, 17 hours, and then it intermittent for the last couple of days. It's been spitting. I've still been able to find dry wood. This wood is off the ground. And if you look over here, I've got this one tree that's fallen, that's laying down. That right there would be your prime gathering tree. The water will hit it, it'll run down, it won't stay. And if you look down here, there's this fallen cedar, and the cedar where it's in the dirt, that's going to hold moisture. That's not going to be it's not going to be good for you. You're not going to be able to. It'll make it harder to catch fire because that's going to be damp. Where it bows up, you'll be able to take where it bows because that's off the ground, and nothing's soaking in on it. But you still have to worry about the water sitting on top and seeping through. So if you get something that's at an angle where the water's coming down, it's not going to pool on you, it's not going to settle, soak into the tree, you're good to go. Everything that I've pulled here on the ground has been from that tree back over there. You can see where the edge of it has been sawed straight down with my handsaw. That's a large tree that's fallen. It's dead, it's off the ground, and everything that I found that I'm going to use today was taken off of that tree that's fallen. What I'm going to do is after this is done, I'm going to go and I'm going to pull a name out of this box. And this box has all the names from the deplorable page on there, folded up. We don't know who's who. We'll shake it up, we'll pull a name out of there. What's going to happen is when this is all said and done, I'll pull that name out. You will then be challenged to recreate what I've done. I don't want people to go out and spend a lot of money buying stuff. If you already have it, that's fine. But try to find a way to do this primitive. No magnesium, no gasoline, no alcohol. Ferro rod is kind of cutting it, but I'd rather you find something else. What I'm going to do today is flint and steel. A rock and a piece of steel. That's been going on since way before the colonial days. You know, our ancestors living in caves took two rocks, hit them together, made spark. Then along came the bow drill, friction fires, friction drill, stuff like that. So do it the primitive way. Try to stay away from modern materials. That's all I'm asking. And then what you'll do is when you've done that, you do what I've done, take all the names down, you pull out a name, and that person will be challenged to do something that you've come up with. I don't care if it's sharpening a stick and hardening the end in a fire. Something primitive, something that will help you live in the woods that is not man-made, it's not modern. We'll go from there. If you're not wanting to do that, please let me know straight up front. I will take your name out of the hat, and we'll go on from there. What I'm going to do is whoever's name that I draw, I'm going to pull that out of the hat. It'll stay out. So when it comes back around again and everybody should do the same, so that one person is not being piled on with tasks to do, and we can get everybody involved. We'll pull that name out, and then when it comes back around again, you won't be double tapping somebody that's already done it. As far as that goes, one little trick before we get started. This is tire inner tube. This is my fire kit. I've got char cloth, flint, and steel, and a magnifying glass in here. It's like 5 power. But you see the band around it? That band is this right here. They sell these bands online, 10 or 11 bands. They call them Ranger bands, and they sell that for like $3 or $4. This inner tube, this is a bicycle inner tube that I bought at Walmart for I think $3 or $4. And with this right here, instant Ranger band. So save yourself some money. Try to find something that you can repurpose and use it in your arsenal. All right. Try not to be dependent on manufacturers to get you to spend your money. And when you can get something to repurpose it yourself. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I've got my fire kit. I'm gonna set this right here because it was cold when I got out here. Now it's hot. So I'll show you how. Show you how we got that. And even though we've had that cold spell, ticks are out. We've already pulled a bunch off. All right, you guys heard me talk about before. Whatever knife you get, whatever cutting utensil you get, try to make sure it has a large spine, a flat 90-degree spine. If it's rounded on your knife, take a file or a grinder, file it down flat. Because what you're looking for is you're looking for those sharp edges. Those sharp edges will also help you. If it's a carbon steel blade, hit it with that flint, then you can throw spark off your knife into your tinder bundle. All right. Now with this right here, if you look on the cedar tree and how it's got its name, if somebody come up and says, "Cedar, right over there, that's a cedar tree." Cedar? That's cedar. See it right there. Anyway, see how it pulls off its fibers? And you can and you can break it up, and you get these little fine hairs. And those fine hairs will catch a spark really quick. What I'm going to do with the like the video that you've already seen, I'm going to use a piece of charcord. Charcord's been around since colonial days, and is, in my book, considered primitive. Yeah, so we'll get that to throw the spark in the bird's nest. Now, when you do this, be careful you don't cut yourself. But all you got to do is rake the back of that spine across that, and it'll pull. And then you've got your, look at these little tenders, this little bundles. Right? And then just take, once you get that, just take and pull it. And you can take from the tree. Try not to go into the wood on the tree because you can kill the tree. And you don't want to do that. Try to leave nature just as you found it or better. If somebody else is coming there and they've left a bunch of garbage laying around, pick it up, hike it out. You know. If you get the sections they can't get, just do that and it'll pull right off. And some of this, all of this is dry, even though it's rained, you know, for the last 16 hours or so. All this is dry. See all the hairs coming off of it. And just doing that, it's all fuzzy. Don't be afraid to put it in a pocket. If it is a little damp, putting it in a pocket will actually warm it up and dry it out, keeping it close to your parts of your body that put off the most amount of heat. And what I'm doing is I'm not going into the wood when I pry this up. I'm just going underneath the skin. What I do is I look for the side of the tree that's been into the sun. Now that's kind of wet up top. It dries down. Look for the side of the tree that's into the sun. It'll dry out a lot faster than the side that hasn't been hit by the sun. Whatever you harvest, when you look at it and say, okay, I've got enough to get what I got going and what I need, get some more, get twice that. Because as soon as you think you have enough, you're not going to have enough. That's the reason I have so much wood there. I'm only going to make a small fire today, but I'm not sure, with everything being damp, that that small amount will catch. So I have more than I actually need. And if you're going to get fire for the night, gather more wood, twice or 3 times more than what you think you need. And what I'm going to do is I've got another tree that I'm going to do, because I don't want to take and overuse this tree. I just want to use what I can on it. I don't want to rape it. You get down in there and you can kill these trees, and then you have nothing later on. Let's see. I think there is one right back over here. See how that's just coming off? Got a little moisture under there, but all this stuff that's already off, it's going to be easy to process into your bird's nest. Try to get it higher up, because right down in here, what I just pulled off, all that's kind of damp. And again, be careful with your blade. That's all you got to do. Being out in the wilderness, what you want to do, once you get your first fire going, that's also going to be your prep fire. Your prep fire will prep you for your other fires, however long you're going to be in that area. If you practice the ways to carry the embers, carry coal, you can carry it in banana peels or banana leaves, or carry it in something that's kind of moist, that will keep it smoldering, keep it covered up, and then when you open it up, you can blow on it, get that ember back, you can stick that in the fire. So there's ways to carry fire that you can carry it for miles and still be able to make a fire when you get there. So your first fire is considered a prep fire for the rest of the time you're going to be out there. Because what this will do, if I was going to be out here for a few days, I would have everything set up, and what I'm making today, I'm also preparing for tomorrow, and having my coal set, have enough to throw on there and get that going in the morning, with hopefully my coal will still be strong. think that's about all I can get from here. There's another tree you can use called birch bark. That's almost like paper, and then you get it, fold it out on the back, take your knife and scrape the back of the bark, and you can get the small dust embers to scrape from. Let's see, try this. So this is one that I've already done. I find I want to use that again. Then I'll process what I have now and see if that'll. So when you're doing this, you're not going into the main body of the wood. You're just going on the outskirts of it. And just taking that outer layer of skin off. Try not to damage the tree. With fire, you need fuel, heat, and oxygen. Now you hear those squeaks? And we talked about before you make your camp, you take and you look up into the trees and you look for fallen branches. They're called widowmakers. It's like this right here. Those trees caught it. You got that stuff higher up. You got your sitting in your hammock or your tree, or just sitting around a campfire and something falls out of the tree on you can kill you. That's why they call them widowmakers. People die in the woods all the time. They're either not prepared or they don't pay attention. Doing it the old-fashioned way, there's a lot of preparation goes into making fire. Hopefully I've got enough, and we'll see. This right here was wet when I first got out here. And what I've done, I had it laid out, and it's been sitting where the sun can hit it, and it's almost dry. It's dry enough that I'd be able to start a fire with it. Put out a little smoke, but it'll still work. Get all the bugs out of there. That's where the term crotch crickets came in. Bugs in your pocket. Alright. You see these right here? Pull them out. When you pull them, they get fibers on them. So you fold it over. See how? Start getting those fibers. Twist it. See, just twisting it, you can get a lot of fiber in there. Rub it back on itself. You see how it's coming along. A lot of prep. And what you do is, once you get everything that you think you're going to need, you would want it about the size of a baseball, maybe a softball. And now with all that other stuff that I already collected, I have a second tinder bundle just in case this one doesn't work out. And I set it up on top of something to keep it from catching or picking up any of the dampness from the ground. And what you do is you just take and start working it back on itself. You have all the bundles. See, and then start making it look like a bird's nest. The finer you can get those materials, the quicker it'll take an ember. I sat here, the video I had before, I did it all on my own, and I was holding the camera. That's the reason it was real shaky, and I wasn't able to get a lot of it done. I didn't talk a lot because I was more worried about catching the fire. Magnifying glass. This right here, I really haven't tried it, but it's a bellows where you can get into the fire, blow it from a distance, so you're not down there in the smoke. You can actually stay away from it. You don't get all that heat on your face. We'll give that a shot, see what it does. This is high carbon steel, and what's actually sparking is that on your flint, when you're striking that, when you're striking it against the steel, or you're striking the steel against it, you're actually breaking pieces of the steel off that from the friction. A lot of people think it's from the rock. It's actually the steel that's being chipped off of there. And what I'm going to do is, I have all this char cloth that I made, and that'll be another video, so it'll be something that somebody else can show how to make char cloth. This right here was a cotton clothesline. I preferred this. I broke off a decent sized piece. I preferred this over char cloth. Now char cloth would say be this shirt 100% cotton. It's thin. You're gonna have to use a larger area. To me, these hold an ember longer and help you work a lot. You don't have to work as fast, in my opinion, than you would with just a flat piece of t-shirt, which in itself works. So what I'm going to do if you see on the ends, it'll catch either side, front, back, you know, top or bottom. But to make it easier, I'm just going to fluff up the end of that, and what I'll do is I'll lay that on the top, and then I'll take and I'll strike it with this, and hopefully it'll throw that spark inside that. It'll make it a lot easier to catch. Alright, so let's give it a shot. See? Look how easy that was.